how to open a store on Shopify. So in this video, we'll be guiding you on how to set up and open your very first Shopify store. So let's start. So one of the first things you're going to want to do is first create a Shopify account if you haven't done so already. If you haven't done so, don't worry, you could just click on the link in the description below that says start your Shopify store. All right, once you click the link, it'll look something like this. Now, Shopify does offer a free 3-day trial, right? So you don't need to enter your credit card, or also they offer a deal where you could try Shopify for 1 month for 3 months. All right, so since we're just gonna set this up once, we're just gonna skip this onboarding without the credit card. So, and then it will tell you, it will ask you some questionnaires for an onboarding, right? You don't have to answer this. You could just say, I'll do this later. All right, so now you officially created your very first Shopify store. So one of the first things you'll have to do, of course, before you even think about opening your Shopify store and making it public, right, is first you'll need to add some products to your store. So to do this, you just go on the left side here, and then you could click products. From here, you'll be able to either add a product, if you're just adding one product, or you can import a list of products as well, which of course, if you run another e-commerce store, which just makes it really easy. All right, and when you click on add product, right, you'll be welcome to this section right here where you'll be able to customize and add a lot more information about the product that you're currently adding to your Shopify store, right? So you can add the title, you can add a description, you can add a media, right, the category, which usually Shopify will do this automatically for you. You can set up the price here as well, inventory, shipping, variants, so like what sizes and colors you'll be selling for that product, right, and search engine listing, which is really important to get your product out there when people are searching on Google or other search engines for your type of product that you're selling. So, but let's say you don't have a product to sell, right, but you want to start selling on Shopify. Well, you're in luck, because you want to go and check out a DSR, right, which is a free app that you could go and sign up. They also have paid versions, right, which is pretty much drop shipping, right, that they'll connect you with AliExpress, right, and so you can start selling products for free when you start signing up here as well. And if you want to sell more products, then I think that's also in the paid upgrades that you do. But to set it up, it's free to do, which I highly recommend you guys go check out if you're looking for products to sell. Again, I'll have the link for this in the description below, so you guys go check it out. So once you've added your product, right, one of the next things you're going to want to do is customize your online store. So to do this, you want to go to online store right here. So once you're here, you'll be welcome to pretty much the themes page, what I call it, right? So here is where you'll be able to add a theme, edit the theme, and just make any changes to the theme itself here. So what you could do is either you could, if you don't want to use the default theme that Shopify provides you, which is called Horizon, you can also use other free themes that Shopify offers. You can even go to the Visit Theme Store to check out free themes, right, that Shopify offers you as well from here. Or if you're looking for paid, right, then you could just select the paid check mark, and you can check out some third-party paid Shopify themes for your Shopify store. Now, there is something that you should know about using paid themes with using Shopify themes. If you ever need support with the themes and you're using a third-party theme, you're going to need to reach out to the developer itself. Shopify makes it really easy to do this, right? So you have nothing to worry about. But it just to save you time, instead of reaching out to Shopify support, right, you'll have to reach out to the developers of the theme, right? If you're using a free theme that is made by Shopify, right, like Xavier and Tinker, right, then you could go reach out to Shopify support, because this is their themes, so they'll be able to assist you with any issue that you might be experiencing in your store. Just a little tip right there for you. All right, so for this example, we're just going to select a theme, and for this one, I'm just going to select this one, the Spotlight theme. So if I want to add it, right, I can see the try theme, right, or view demo. The view demo, right, just allows you to quickly see how the theme works, right? So as you can see, it's very simple, this theme, if I'm selling clothing, then this is the perfect theme to have, right? And then we can also try theme. This will allow you to have it in your editor. So let's go to try theme. And now it's adding it to my online store. So there we go. So now it's adding it to my store now. But as you can see here, I still have Horizon as my current theme. So, and right now Spotlight is under draft themes. So what this means is that I can make any changes I want to Spotlight without affecting the main theme, right? So if you already have a theme set up, right, and you're just worried that you might make that you're gonna like make override changes, don't worry. As long as your Spotlight theme or any other third-party theme they're using, right, is under the draft themes, you can make as much changes as you want without affecting the main store. Right? So now that we added our Spotlight theme, we could go ahead and click Edit Theme. So as you can see here, this is a very simple Shopify store, right? This theme, right? It's mostly for clothing, it looks like. So what you could do here is you can make changes to it, right? And you can do this by clicking on the screen itself when it's highlighted here. And then from there, when you click, you'll have more options that you could change around to make it your style, right? You can have, like, for this example, for this theme, right, I can make the logo go top center, right? And maybe I want the menu, right? Here, right, I could select the menu. As you can see here, I'm adding things, but that's it. I just want to play around with it, right? You can play around with it to see what you want to make it, right? Maybe I like the drawer theme because it looks more minimalistic for this type of style, right, as well. Separated line, if you want to add that as well, which just makes it look really nice, right? If we go back here, so we go back here, right, separated line, I click here, and it should remove the line right there, right? So you can play around with it and just have fun, right? And one of my favorite things about using the theme store as well when you're opening your first Shopify store, right, is you can actually use AI to help you, right? You can also add sections to a template, right? So if you need to make customized changes, right, you could do this as well from here. So like, let's say I want to add, let's see, what else do I want to add here? So it's very limited with this theme, right? So we could just add to talk about brand, right? If you want to talk a bit about more brand, you could do this and then send them maybe to the about page as well, which is something really cool. But again, you can also use AI to tell it to make changes, right? Or you can just go here and generate, right? And from here, you'll be able to tell Sidekick what type of changes you want to make to your online theme. So that's very cool as well. So then again, let's say I like the theme, right? I make the changes, right? You could go ahead and publish, right? So what this will do, it was overrided, right? So this means Horizon, which we saw earlier, will now be under draft themes, and Spotlight now is the current theme of our store, right? As you can see here, right? Which is really cool. So moving on, right? Once you understand how the theme editor works, very simple, right? The next thing you want to do is maybe add new pages, right, to your online store. So to do this, you just click on online store, pages, and then click add page. From add page here, you could just go ahead and click visibility to visible, and then select, let's say you want to write an about us page, right? And then like write a simple about us section for this test store, right? And then you could just tell Sidekick to write something short, right? So as you can see here, right, it just wrote something simple, right? So this is very simple to add a page, right? You can add images as well to your page here by clicking here, insert image, right? And then you could do hyperlinks as well. And then once you're happy with the page design, you go ahead, click save. So now you create a page, right? So, and now that's visible, right, you'll be able to add it to your main menu, which is our next section. So to do that, you could go ahead, go to content. Once you're in content, you go ahead to menu. And in menu, you have three menus here. You have main menu, footer menu, and customer account main menu. For this video, we're just going to click main menu. So this, of course, will allow you to customize the main menu on the website, right? And then you can also add extra pages, right? So like, for example, the about us page that we made, we could write about us and then search. Click pages, about us, and there it is, right? And then just make sure it's safe. Also, you can rearrange the the menu items, right? So you could just click here and just move them around, right? So it depends on how you like it. You can also make sub sections, right? So as you can see here, you could do it about us, and then if we move the catalog, you can move it up to 3, right? Some themes might allow you to do more than 3 subsections, right? But most of Shopify's themes only allowed up to 3 max, and that's it, right? And then once you like the changes that you made, right, you could go ahead and click save. Alright, so far you already know how to add products to your Shopify store. You know how to create pages, main menu. You know how to do a theme design, right, and make changes to your theme editor, right? The next thing you want to do is go to online store and go to preferences, and this is where you get to remove the password, right? So once you pick a plan, you'll be able to remove the password, right? Here's also you'll be able to customize a little bit much more the SEO and social sharing of how the store you want the store to look like when you're sharing it maybe on Twitter or Instagram, or etc., right? So now that you know how to do that, the next thing we're going to want to do is go to markets. So if we click here on the left side, markets going to be a really important page when you're setting up your online store to sell to different markets around the world. So right now, since I'm in Canada, I only have it set up to sell in Canada, right? So this means any Canadians that shop on my store will be able to successfully check out. But let's say an American finds my store, right, and they like the product and they want to check out. So for this, you're going to need to set up the United States market. So you can do this by just clicking here, and then just make sure you have everything set up correctly from here, right? And once you're happy with the setup here, just click save. So now when we click save, right, we'll have the United States market, right, active. So if we go back, it's active now. So this will help us when we're setting up shipping as well, which we'll go through once we reach the settings page. And then the next walkthrough page that I want to just share with you before we go to the settings page is the finance page. Here is where you'll be able to collect and view your payouts, right? Which is, I think, most of what you're gonna be checking out a lot on when you start to generate sales, right? So here is where you'll be able to track when Shopify starts to send out your payouts, right? And estimate dates of when it should arrive to your bank account. So next we can move on to settings. So in settings, here is where you'll be able to customize a lot more things about your store in the back end of your store, right? So we have the general page, which of course very simple. Here's where you can name the store differently by clicking here, right? You could just click here and customize a bit more information about your business details, right? You could also do store contact details here, right? Change the store name as well, and etc. here. Super simple, easy, pretty straightforward. And then from here, you'll be able to customize and, well, not customize, view the billing, right, of past invoices that Shopify will charge you. And then of course, one of the most important pages when you're setting up your Shopify store is the payments page. The payments page will allow you to start accepting payments, right? So if you're in a country that supports Shopify payments, you will need to set up Shopify payments to start accepting payments. If you're not in a region where Shopify payments is supported yet, you can use your own Stripe account if you want, or another third-party payment gateway. And then also you have additional payment methods. This is just to give your customers a lot more different choices on how they can pay for your product. And then moving on to shipping and delivery, which is another important section in your Shopify store when you first open it. So your shipping and delivery, right, is where you'll be able to customize, how you want to charge for shipping and delivery. So if we go to general profile, as you can see here, if Canadians if a Canadian checks out, right, they'll be able to successfully check out with no problems, and same with the Americans, since I do have the market now, the US set up. But let's say I want to sell to different countries like United Arab Emirates or Austria, Australia, right? If those customers try to reach my Shopify store, they'll be able to access it. They just won't be able to check out. And that's because I don't have the market set up correctly here. But once it's set up correctly and I add the correct shipping rates for those countries, right, then you could do so. I'll quickly show you right now on what I mean. So let's say I want to add Australia to the region, right? So let's go back to markets. We go to markets, and we're going to do Australia. Where are you, Australia? There you are. Okay. now that we have Australia set up right, and we have everything corrected, right, you go ahead and click save. So if we go back now to settings, and we go to shipping delivery, we go to general profile, right, you can see Australia is still here, right, and that's because I don't have it set up properly here in the shipping in the shipping page, right. So what you could do is just go ahead and click edit zone, right, or what we could do is actually we're just gonna click on add zone here. Yes, because it's in another zone right now, so I can't select it. So all I have to do is just go here, and it's very simple. Where are you, Australia? Okay, so there we go, done. So I just removed it from this international page. So what we could do now is go to zone, and now we can select Australia, right? So now that we have set up Australia, right, now we just need to set up a shipping option, right? And to do this, very simple, right, we could just call this test, right? And then from here, you can either, if you have a carrier or app collect that you want to do, then you could do that as well. For this example, we're going to choose this one, and then 3 to 5 business days, right? And then done. So now, as you can see here, if a Australian customer reaches my website and they want to check out, they'll be able to check out successfully without any issue, since now I do have shipping available for that region, right? So you'll need to do this for every region that you want to start shipping to, so like that customers can successfully check out. This was a common issue when I used to work at Shopify, so you just want to have this set up, because I probably got like 10 of these a week on why customers couldn't check out even though they have the product in stock, right? And it's very simple. It was just because they don't have shipping set up. So now that you have set up shipping delivery set up, right, next thing you're going to want to do is go ahead and click on domains. So when you click on save domains, right, there we go. Okay, domains. So here's where you could either add your connecting existing domain, right, or buy directly a domain within Shopify as well. One of the benefits of this is that you'll be able to quickly just Shopify will handle the setting up for you, right, on the back end, and it will take like less than 10-20 minutes to do this, right? Or you can do the connecting the existing domain if you already have a domain from a different provider. If you want to use a domain from a different provider but don't know which one, again, I'll have a link to Hostinger that you can go and buy a domain from as well, which is a place that I use to buy domains. So now that you have a domain set up, right, it'll show up here once it's connected successfully to your store. So that's pretty much it on everything that you'll need to know on how to open a Shopify store and to get you started quickly, right? Like we went through, you know how to add a product, right? You know how to edit the theme for your Shopify store. You know how to remove the password, right? You know how to add Shopify payments, which is one of the most important things, and the shipping delivery so that your customers can go ahead and successfully check out, right? So that's it for now. And if you guys have any questions, right, I highly recommend you just comment down below and ask away, and I'll be happy to maybe make a video for you so that you could go ahead and run your Shopify store without an issue. Before you leave, don't forget to subscribe to my free newsletter I send out to Shopify store owners like yourself to help them generate more sales once a week. I'll have a link to this in the description below so you guys go check it out. And that's it for now. And as always, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.